Okay, so I'm having to do another recording because I think it times out at 25. And I want to make sure I get all of this information in. It timed out. I just have video one, video two, because I'm actually doing this. I'm not doing I'm doing a camera video. So, and let me hurry up. Okay, avoid walking on a ladder for a fear of misfortune. As with many superstitions, the origins of the fear that walking under a ladder would trigger bad luck stems from the belief of those thousands of years ago. In this case, the belief originated with the ancient Egyptians, according to the life science, which notes that a ladder leaning against a wall forms a triangle, a shape that Egyptians regarded as sacred and considered a representation of the Trinity of the gods. As a result, walking under the ladder and thus through the triangle, was believed to desecrate the gods. The superstition was later applied to Christian belief in the Holy Trinity, with with followers fearful of breaking the Holy Trinity. According to life science author and scientist Charles Panatti, also once wrote of the unfavorable symbolism of the ladder after it was used during Jesus Christ's crucifixion. Centuries later, followers of Jesus Christ usurped the superstitions interpreted in the lights of Christ's death. Panatti said, because a ladder had rested against the crucifix, it became a symbol of wickedness, betrayal, and death. Walking under a ladder courted misfortune. So what do I gather from that? I'm gonna tell you what I gathered from that. And it just, I think I got one more to go, and then I'll be done. So what I gather from that there is number one, three. The representation is the Trinity, which is three. It says the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. That is not how children come into place. And it also revealed to me you don't refer to it as no spirit, because a father can't have a child by itself. So that is wrong. That's what it just mentioned to me. It takes two to tango to bring in a third wheel. That's what I just gathered in my heart. It takes two to tango to bring in a third wheel. So in essence, if a husband and a wife are together, you don't infiltrate into that binding agreement, particularly when the children are involved. Is what it just mentions to me. There's no room for company. So that sacredness is a holiness, and is sacred to a vow that has been made upon God in terms of a relationship. Okay? So that is something that it just revealed to me. Now it says, throw salt over your shoulder after it's been spilled. I just mentioned this. The significance in salt has a lot to do with electrolytes and thinking in terms of your crown chakra. I saw somewhere where it mentions that, putting salt around the perimeter of your home, inside and out, can keep bad omens away. Exactly. However, what is God trying to convey by way of the bad omens? So, spilled salt is also linked to bad luck, a superstition that is believed to stem from the Last Supper, during which Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus Christ, is depicted by Leonardo da Vinci in his famous painting as having knocked over a bowl of salt. Thus, spilling salt became associated with disloyalty. Fortunately, the bad luck that comes with salt is spilled is easily remedied, as the superstition goes that a pinch of salt thrown over one's left shoulder is all it takes to reverse the misfortune. So I'm going to explain something to you. You will begin to realize when something thinks as you think by way of something you did at the time it happened. So say for instance, if I'm sitting here and I want to know out of my, because I use my children in the last podcast when I mentioned about, you would know who is against you and who is for you. So I give you examples. Like say for instance, if I take a grain of salt and I want to know, okay, I want to know which one of these children I can trust and depend on. And as I say this prayer, I begin to get some salt, and I may throw it over my right shoulder. See, want to come back like a boomerang. Now it may not come back exactly as that. It may come back in the opposite. So you would know who is against you. They may come and throw something over their left shoulder. And God will let that be apparent to you who will do you in. And that's in representation in your children. You will see it manifest out there in the physical. That's why you, as it says, tell a lie, tell the truth, tell a lie. I heard this saying before. Tell a lie and shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame God. Because the devil sits right there beside you, baby. Don't open an umbrella indoors. This is another superstition. The belief that opening an umbrella indoors can trigger bad luck has murkier origins, as it is not entirely clear where the superstition came from. That being said, Panaudi previously linked the superstition to Victorian England, according to Live Science, as the author noted that umbrellas of the time were veritable hazards to open indoors. In 18th century London, when metal-spoked waterproof umbrellas began to become a common rainy day sight, their stiff, clumsy spring mechanism made them veritable hazards to open indoors. A rigid spoke umbrella opening suddenly in a small room could seriously injure an adult or a child or shatter a frangible object, he wrote. In Extraordinary Origins of Everyday Things, even a minor accident could provoke unpleasant words or a minor squall themselves strokes of bad luck in a family or among friends. Thus, the superstition arose as a deterrent to opening umbrellas indoors. So I'm going to explain something to you about what just came to my being about this superstition. First off, you got mischievous spirits, and it will present itself. It doesn't, the heart is being revealed. It just do. There's no thinking, no nothing. It just does. So, in essence, we associate what? Opening an umbrella when it's what? Raining. So, because our thoughts are oftentimes manifested in the atmosphere, these spirits will work on those who are not in agreement with you to cause a catastrophe to where you will need the umbrella literally within your home. If it rains, oh, God forbid, I'm not going to speak our curses out, but you kind of get the idea as to what I'm talking about. Because it will present. Lucky pennies. While many superstitions are linked to unfavorable outcomes, not all of these beliefs are negative, as there are a few that promise to bring good luck instead of bad. So what is the significance in what? Pennies. One superstition relates to pennies and the day-long luck associated with finding one. As the saying goes, finding a penny and picking it up means all day long you'll have good luck. As for where the belief originated, it is not entirely clear. However, Reader's Digest notes that one theory suggests the superstition persists because people in ancient civilization believed that metals such as copper were gifts from gods intended to protect people from evil. The outlet also notes that there is another theory that suggests a penny signifies the battle between good and evil, and that finding a heads up penny means you have luck on your side. So I'm going to tell you what I take from that there. What I take from that is that penny being the most insignificant thing of all of the monies that we know. So if you begin to take notes of things that are not significant, like things that people run away from, like what is on a penny? Abraham Lincoln's on a penny. We know Abraham Lincoln was what, damn near 7 foot tall. A lot of people, would probably looked at him and thought he was a freak of nature, was afraid, and would run away from him. So to take note of such things that are not considered normal or kosher or right, God would take note as such. He's aware when you don't judge. That's what that significance of that is. Okay? So I thank you for tuning in to this episode of Spiritual Sense, speaking about bad luck and the Friday of 13th. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you are more than welcome to comment below. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.